Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Virtual Esport F1. Today we are at Canada for this lovely tight technical circuit as qualifying is now underway as drivers are out on track getting warmed up for a fast and ferocious lap. Apologies for that. I was just jumping into a party, just so my audio name wasn't popping up on the bottom left of the screen. So the first driver to set or to come to the line will be BGR Perry as he crosses the line. We'll ride on board for the first lap, and he invalidates since turn one, so maybe not. So we'll go back on board with James, see if he can take us on a valid lap of this Montreal circuit. James sporting the Ferrari team in Virtual Esport, so we'll be looking to be high up on the order, as we do have both Ferrari drivers here tonight. And Drogon, very familiar name to me there, on the grid tonight. So down the first official DRS activation on this circuit, there is 3 DRS zones where you get to open the rear flap on the rear wing. Make the most of it, because next year DRS will be gone, and James lights up the rears. I think he's bailed out of that lap, so the next driver should be a Mercedes, I believe. Yes, Robsu. So Robsu is on a lap, and he hasn't invalidated or lit up the rears. So through the final chicane, takes that very nice. The back end steps out. Keep the car as straight as possible as you come towards the line. It's a 1 minute 12.615 for the first lap. Raikkonen goes a pole as Darius now comes to the line in the Aston Martin. I'm sure this is going to be pole. It certainly is. It's a 1:10.941 for Darius. We've got a McLaren coming up to the line who is just starting a lap. We've got Drogon just about to start a lap as well. But we do have Dennis coming to the line in the Red Bull, and I believe he must have invalidated. Formula Phantom coming to the finish line now. Goes pole with a 1 minute 9.8. That's a great time. 1.1 seconds clear of Darius in second. That's a phenomenal lap early on as well. BGR comes to the line this time. No invalidation. So 1 minute 10.2. Puts himself on the front row. Let's see who we got. We do have Jamel, who's coming into the pits. Let's see how Drogon's getting on. Drogon is in a good form at the moment in another league that we participate in. And it's very good to see how he's progressing on as a driver as well. Definitely got his mojo at the moment. So in the final chicane, takes that beautifully. Absolutely spot on as he comes towards the line. It's a 1 minute 11.1. But that last chicane was really nicely taken. And I believe there could be a bit of teamwork going on here between the two racing bulls. Formula Phantom giving his teammate B-Plays a slipstream down the back straight as he races towards the line. It's a 1 minute 10.828 into third place, directly behind his teammate at the moment on the start finish line. BGR coming to the line again. He's doing a few laps. I'm wondering if this is just a bit of race practice as well, as he's been out for 3 laps so far and runs very wide there, almost into the barrier. So BGR is 1 second down on his time at the moment. Let's see who else is out at the moment. James is on a lap. He's yet to see it, set a time, so we'll ride on board with him to see how he gets on. So down the second DRS straight on the circuit. I count this as the 3rd one, the start and finish line, although technically you go over the line, it's still the 3rd to me because it's the 3rd time you activate DRS on a lap. Across the line for James, goes into 6th position, and it's Ferrari 5 and 6, and almost identical times for the Ferraris, just 2 thousandths in it. Jelmel, league admin in the Haas car, sporting the Haas, is just on an outlap, and he's about to fire up the timing sheets. Hopefully we'll ride on board with him as he goes across the line into the first corner. A bit tentative, just maybe just not wanting to invalidate. Lights up the rears out of turn 2 and then turns 3 and 4. Quick chicane, right left. This is going to be track limits Grand Prix, especially with those 2 corners there. We'll be interested to see how many time penalties get dished out tonight. As again, just taking too much curb, the car wanting to step out as it unstables on the curbs. Pick your braking point, which is directly under the bridge, as it takes that chicane nicely. And now coming up to the hairpin at the end of sector 2. And now this final sector consists of the hairpin and pretty much the chicane ahead for the pit entry. Down the back straight here, across the speed trap, and now pick your point for the chicane. Nicely done, doesn't invalidate. He will get a lap on the board, and he will go up to 3rd position, 1 minute 10.8 from Jelmel. That's a great lap for the Haas driver. Let's see who we got. We got Robsu, not on a lap, maybe just he's aborting this attempt. So Darius has just started the lap. We'll ride on board with Darius. That's far too much curb for Darius, and he calls that a day. Dennis just coming across the line. Let's try and ride on board with Dennis. Hopefully the commentator's curse doesn't kick in. It does. Whoops. I apologise, Dennis. Ivanov? I hope I pronounced that right. As in the McLaren, fairly new to the league, I believe. I commentated on him in his last in my last outing. Apologies, I couldn't make 2 weeks ago. I was just far too ill to commentate. So McLaren driver coming down the DRS now. He has got his rear wing open, almost out of ERS as B plays, gets a 5-second grid penalty for a collision. That would be the last thing he wants, as Ivanov goes up to 3rd with a 1 minute 10.264. And this grid is a lot closer than I thought it would be, as Ivanov takes a spin into the barrier. Drogon took a lot of curb there, but it looks like he's actually invalidated. Formula Phantom has gone even faster with a 1 minute 9.1, a sensational lap, as BGR Perry sets a 1 minute 9.7 Also, a very good lap for the Sauber driver. They mean business. So B plays will have a 5-place grid penalty, so he'll be starting down in 10th as it stands at the moment. Raikkonen has just crossed the line with a 1 minute 11.4. I believe Raikkonen has turned off traction control tonight, so a venture into the unknown for him. So we've got Robsu, I believe, will be the next driver. James isn't on the lap. Raikkonen most definitely won't be on the lap, so we're right on board with Robsu. Also a driver I'm well acquainted with from another league. Is a superb driver on his day as Robsu. Might not be the fastest in qualifying, but his race pace, he definitely knows where to be when it comes to the real deal. So Robsu just fractionally up on his time at the moment. Hasn't burnt much ERS, I must say, as he's coming down this straight here. Maybe saving it all for the back straight, we shall see. Will be interesting. Just needs to try and find the right moment just to burn your ERS equally all around the track. But I'd imagine he's going to dump his ERS down this straight now, as he is. He's in overtake mode, going down the back straight now. You can see the battery just draining as he comes up to the chicane. He's still got a nice bit of charge left to get himself to the start-finish line. Coming up to the line now, staying as far right as possible, and Robsu up to 7th position for 1 minute 11.075. James has invalidated, I think, just as we got on board with him. Plays comes into the pits. So yeah, we're in the final 4 minutes of the qualifying to go now, so there will probably be a bit of a lull while everybody just gets into the pits and gets ready for the final attempt. So as it stands, Formula Phantom is on pole position with a 1 minute 9.141. And then we've got BGR Perry, Ivanov in 3rd, B Plays in 4th, Jelmel in 5th, Darius in 6th, Robsu in 7th, Drogon in 8th, James in 9th, Dennis in 10th, Raikkonen is in 11th, and we do have FRL Stephen has joined in the McLaren. He does have enough time to get out and set a lap, which is nice to see. Drogon out on track at the moment, and Drogon is improving by 0.3. Could move himself up into 5th position as it stands if he carries on improving at this rate. So we'll ride on board with Drogon as he comes down the straight which runs alongside the river here in Canada. I believe the river is also named after me, St. Lawrence River or something like that. Not named after me, but Drogon up to 4th as Drogon sets a very impressive qualifying time for 1 minute 10.5 and takes a spin for his worries. Dennis on a lap in the Red Bull, and he is up by over half a second here. There's going to be a severe improvement here for the Red Bull driver Dennis, as he is now coming down the penultimate straight of the circuit into the chicane and invalidates at the very last corner. He does not want to do that. He will have enough time to do a cool down lap and build up any ERS. So Stephen is on a lap as well, about to start a lap. We got Darius on a lap. He's fractionally up. We'll ride on board with Darius just to see how his lap goes. Then we'll jump on board with Stephen, see what Stephen is capable of. I believe Stephen is new to the league. And yeah, we'll give him some airtime. There's quite a few drivers are coming across the line now to start their final attempts. So it looks like the Aston Martin, he's backed off as Darius. So let's quickly get on board with Stephen as he is flying through the first sector at the moment. The car is on the track and he hasn't invalidated his teammate. Ivanov has retired on track. Yeah, his McLaren was pulled over to the side. So Stephen coming up to the Sector 2 line, about to start the third sector around Canada, and it's 42.7. This looks pretty competitive, I must say. I think he's going to be up there. So DRS open, flying down the straight now for just under a quarter of his ERS left, which the rest will be dumped going down this pit straight here. Comes up to the line, car stays as far right as possible to keep it straight as possible, and it's a 1 minute 11.6 for Stephen. Yeah, and I think he will be starting last. Right, let's see if anyone else is on a lap. Not James. Robsu is on a lap, as we do have Darius coming to the line now, as he will come up to the line in the Aston Martin. What does he do? He goes up to third. A brilliant improvement there. BGR goes into the pits. The next driver across the line will be Robsu. Can Robsu gain some positions here? Has he managed his ERS better on this lap? He comes up to the line. Robsu does not improve. Jamel in the Haas car is not pushing. Who else have we got? We've got B Plays coming down the penultimate straight in the V card. He's coming into the pits, and Stephen is also coming into the pits. So that looks like that is our qualifying order done and dusted for tonight. Canada treated this to a fast and ferocious qualifying session. So that is qualifying done for tonight. So we have Formula Phantom in pole position with a 1 minute 9.141, superb lap. Then we've got BGR Perry in Kix Albert joining him on the front row. Third is Darius in the Aston Martin. Fourth is Ivanov in the McLaren. Fifth is B Plays with a 5-place grid penalty. Sixth is Jalmel in the Haas. Seventh is Drogon in the Ferrari. Robsu in the Mercedes. James in the Ferrari in ninth. 10th is Dennis in the Red Bull, 11th is Raikkonen in the Williams, and then Stephen in the McLaren rounds off the grid of our 12 drivers tonight. And we do have a wet Grand Prix, oh my god. Drivers on the grid just selecting their fuel strategies. Unsure whether the rain will clear up or whether we're in for a wet Grand Prix is yet to be seen. We shall find out in a few moments as the race will begin. So we have a formation lap. So I'm going to use this opportunity just to quickly run through the standings in virtual Virtual Esport F1. So Yanislav isn't here tonight, but he is top of the standards on 120 points. Then in second, Formula Phantom, making the most of this opportunity to get up the order. And Darius is in third in the standards on 65 points. Then James in the Ferrari on 61 points, and Drogon in fifth on 42 points. Jailmail in sixth on 40 points. Then we've got BGR Atmos, who isn't here tonight, unfortunately, in seventh. Josh DeGuy is a reserve on 32 points. Then BGR Perry in ninth on 26 points. Then we've got Woomax as a reserve. Then we've got Dennis Joe, Stephen Dens, as I can hear someone hitting the barrier. That's not ideal. And just to quickly go through the constructors. Kicksauber on 146 points, and a massive gap to Ferrari on 103 points, and Aston Martin in third on 78 points, actually joint third with the Haas Ferrari. And then we've got the V-Carbs in fifth position, Mercedes in sixth, McLaren in seventh, Red Bull in eighth, Williams in ninth, and Alpine in 10th. So the drivers are just completing the formation lap, coming down the penultimate straight. It'd be very interesting to see how people go about this race now. Now we have wet conditions. It's going to be very fruity indeed. Drivers are lining up on the grid. So Stephen will be the last car to line up on the grid, as Darius looks like he's disqualified getting into his grid slot. So it will be a slight disadvantage. So very aggressive is Formula Phantom on the front row, aiming his car to the right. Anyway, we have 5 red lights. And the Canadian Grand Prix is underway for Virtual Esport F1. It's a good start for Formula Phantom going down to turn 1. Darius has got a very good start. Completely caught BGR Perry asleep. Jail Mel also with a good start. Robsu up 2 positions, as B-Plays is also up 3 positions. As not too many massive losers. A couple of drivers have dropped positions, but B-Plays is the biggest winner at the moment, as a few drivers are hitting the barrier at the moment, and Formula Phantom just eking out a gap to Darius in second position, just hovering outside the second already in sector 2, as the V-Carb driver, or the Visa Cash App Racing Bull Team driver, looks to press on with his Grand Prix. Further down the order, we have got a few drivers scrapping away here, as Drogon taking on Dennis in the Red Bull. Can Drogon go around the outside? No, Dennis looked a bit out of shape coming up to the hairpin there, as they have settled down. Awful camera angle here, I must say. So let's just quickly jump onto the tyres. Everybody is on intermediates, as Ivanov goes up for a move on the inside of Robsu. No space given there, as we go 3 wide, as Ivanov loses out to B-Plays as well. B-Plays actually holds back from Ivanov into turn 1, and there goes a part of a front wing flying off into turn 1. So someone is missing an end plate there. That will be pretty crucial in these damp conditions. Gelmel having a great start in the Haas. Up to 4th position. BGR Perry down 1 position. Darius in second will be very happy with his start, but even happier with their start will be Formula Phantom, 2 seconds clear almost at the front of the grid, and just making this look very easy. So at the back here, we've got a bit of a squabble going on between Raikon, Stephen and James. As ahead as well, we've got Jailmel and Perry fighting for 3rd position. BGR Perry still going side by side with the Haas car. This is for a spot on the podium as they come down the penultimate straight. No DRS in wet conditions until race control decide it is safe enough to activate the DRS zones. Formula Phantom sets the fastest lap, and that is a massive crash for Ivanov out the back. Oh my days, that was ferocious. Not sure what happened there, but that looks like a virtual safety car. So the drivers slow down their pace to 40% racing speed. Excuse me. As they have to stay within a delta time and not exceed that time. Otherwise, you'll be slapped with a drive-through penalty. And you do not want that. Mind you, this is Canada. It's a very short pit lane. As Perry actually gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. Excuse me, I do need to cough. Apologies. Still recovering from my illness. Right, I think that's better for now. So, Jelmel has got past Perry and B-Plays, and Robsu have as well, actually. Be interesting to see whether he does jump in straight away to serve his drive-through penalty. As I was just saying before, I had to take a moment there. It's a short pit lane here, so a drive-through penalty is not a complete disaster. Still plenty of time in this Grand Prix to catch up. So B plays on the back of Jelmel in the house now, having a very good race, considering he had a 5th place grid penalty. Started down in 10th, has wormed his way up all the way up to 4th position at the moment, soon to be 3rd, I fear, for Jelmel's sake. Darius is the first driver to pick up a track limit penalty, but with that pace at the moment, might get away with it, as Robsu goes around the outside of B-Plays there. B-Plays just outbraked himself and fell down the order. So 2 Ferrari drivers of Drogon and James in 7th and 8th at the moment, as the field just slowly settles itself down for this race. So yet to be seen whether it will dry up or not. And that is a Red Bull running incredibly wide. That is Dennis missing the last chicane pretty much, as now got the Ferraris in close company. Just missed his braking point. DRS is enabled, so here we go. Maybe it is drying up. We'll keep an eye on the weather conditions as over the next few laps, but DRS has been enabled, as Robsu and B-Plays getting very close with one another. They're just there in sector 1, and now B-Plays will be the first driver in this race to open his DRS. Dennis opens his DRS as well, so does James. They are the only 3 drivers within the DRS range at the moment. So we'll see whether B-Plays can keep up with Robsu, as it looks like it has actually stopped raining. And if that stopped raining, then dry tyres could be imminent. Interesting to see what goes on here and who is going to be the first to pull the trigger. Maybe just another lap on the intermediates, then the dry tyres will be all good to go. But actually, we have 3 cars coming into the pits. Jelmel, Robsu and B-Plays. Drogon jumps into the pits. Dennis is in the pits. James is in the pits. Stephen's in the pits, as everybody pretty much opting to come into the pit lane. Raikon has stayed out. Darius and Formula Phantom also staying out, but they have quite a healthy gap out the front. and probably can afford an extra lap on the intermediate tyres. So now there's a mixture of hard tyres. Everyone has jumped onto hard tyres, bar Robsu, who is on the medium tyres. They will be slightly grippier and easier to get up to temperature early on, as Robsu will be looking to drop B plays behind him. Robsu, usually a master in the rain here. He's up into 5th. Slow qualifying, but Robsu has slowly worked his way up the grid and comfortably in 5th at the moment. Definitely started a bit further down, did Robsu, but he will be very happy to be up on the sharp end of the points. Points mean prizes. So Darius and Formula Phantom are in the pits. Raikon jumping into the pits as well, as actually Darius takes the lead. Formula Phantom had a front wing change there, as now the Aston Martin inherits the lead. So now this is definitely an upset coming on here, as Robsu sets the fastest lap. And now Formula Phantom has work to do behind the Aston Martin. Can the Aston Martin fend off the Visa Cash App driver behind him? It's looked fairly ominous that Formula Phantom is the fastest car on the track tonight. So we will see how much Darius can defend, or even will he just opt to let Formula Phantom pass and then just perhaps use his pace just to tow himself along. But Darius is in the race lead at the moment. He will not want to give up any racing position, especially for maximum points. So Robsu will almost definitely have to pit again. I'm not sure what the tyre wear is like for around here in Canada, but we shall see in a few moments. So Formula Phantom just happy to be behind the Aston Martin driver at the moment. But I'm sure Darius is burning his ERS in the right positions in a defensive manner, but also Darius is missing his front right end plate, whereas Formula Phantom has got his front wing replaced on his last pit stop. Darius running a bit deep there in the Aston Martin. Now opens his DRS. Will he look to make an overtake? Darius goes defensive at the end of the first DRS straight, really hindering his entrance and exit into the chicane. But now Formula Phantom will be looking to make a move, and Darius is playing DRS games here in the Aston Martin. Did he get DRS? No, he did not. Formula Phantom gets DRS, and now hunting down the Aston Martin out front here, as Darius pulls Phantom out wide, both side by side into the corner. Not sure what to make of that, but Darius actually slows down quite a lot. Is he going to give Formula Phantom the position? No. Not too sure what's going on here with these two out front, but this is the real battle at the moment. We've also got B-Plays and Robsu further back, but at the moment we're all sick on board with the race for the lead, as time penalties are now slowly beginning to filter in on lap 9 of 35. Jail Mel, the latest driver, to get a track limits penalty. So Formula Phantom, will he fall for Darius's DRS games? Not too sure, but this is getting a bit feisty out front between these two. Darius lights up the rears ever so slightly. And who does have DRS? Formula Phantom has DRS. Maybe Darius's games just didn't work that time. But such is the front wings on that Aston Martin. Now it is the V-Carb's turn to shoulder that Aston Martin the outside line at the final chicane, but Darius is not giving up. as they go side by side into turn one. This is great racing, but there's a bit of contact there between VCarb and the Aston Martin, and now Darius retakes the lead of this race, and Formula Phantom is in second. Dennis has retired. That looks like it's in the pit lane, as these two drivers out the front now are getting pretty feisty with one another. Formula Phantom really wants to get this overtake done, but Darius is closing the door every time he gets a chance to, and aggressively fighting back when he gets a chance under DRS. So Darius doesn't opt to play with DRS games this time, but lights up the rears. That will give Formula Phantom a better exit and a better drive, as Formula Phantom does have DRS this time. Doesn't have any ERS left, whereas Darius has been saving it, and Darius does have advantage on the straight lines by the looks of things, but also has a time penalty. Formula Phantom, but once again, burning his ERS, would probably be much better off just to turn it off this lap and just build it up, and then see if he can blitz him on this lap when DRS becomes available again down the back straights. Just sitting behind your opponent, just burning the ERS will not do you any favours. Also, these two must be shredding their tyres, as they are really going at hammer and tong with each other around this Canadian circuit. Or Canadian circuit, shall I say. Side by side, this is enthralling stuff. Darius lets Formula Phantom go, but Darius knows he's going to have DRS and must have much lower wings. I can't see that front wing damage making that much of a difference to his straight line speed, but we shall see, as Formula Phantom has got a little bit more ERS on that lap, but Darius flies on through. He seems to be managing his ERS a little bit more, as he gets a second dose of DRS here, does Darius, as once again Formula Phantom looking for a move at the inside. Darius leaves space into turn one, turn two, and these two are getting very close, and if they carry on racing like this, it'll end in tears most definitely, as Mel in the Haas behind will be seeing the gap closing down to the top two. Will be very happy to see how hard they're battling, just losing so much time as well, as almost Formula Phantom's front right tyre almost clipped the back of Darius's tyre. So the gap to Mel is coming down now, and a few more drivers will be coming into play. B plays in Formula Phantom's teammate B plays will be closing in as well, if these two carry on squabbling as they are at the moment out front. Darius is just broken away slightly on this lap, but Formula Phantom with the DRS just keeping him within the 1 second gap, not closing in too much. Definitely Darius is a lot faster on the straights, whether that's down to ERS deployment or skinnier wings, as they say. I think that's more likely the case here. So once again, Formula Phantom having a look at the inside of Darius here. Once again, Darius gives him the space and he deserves, as Formula Phantom swoops around the outside, has DRS now, but still Formula Phantom just slips straight back into the DRS here, as this is a fantastic battle between the VCarb and the Aston Martin. We do have yellow flags out there, not sure for who, but we have been locked into this battle now for the last few laps. We're on lap 13 or 35, as Darius will have another bite of the cherry, has a lot more ERS, and will get the overtake done on the outside here. I have just been notified that my dinner is ready, so please bear with me for the next few minutes whilst I eat it whilst it's hot. I will intervene if anything significant happens or noteworthy happens over the next few minutes. I'll be back as quick as possible. apologies, I had to disappear, guys. I am back. Still got my dinner with me. So I will take a few moments just to eat here and there. Raikkonen has since retired since I left you guys, and a few drivers are pitting again for another stint. Jaumel has jumped onto the mediums. Robsu is on the hard tyres. Stevens on the medium tyres. Drogon is on hards, and BGR Perry is also on the hard tyres. But the front four are still on their first set of dry tyres. Perry's been disqualified. Not too sure what that is for. So we say goodbye to the Kick Sauber driver, as Formula Phantom is in the lead now, and Darius does have another time penalty. So Formula Phantom's grip on this race gets stronger. Darius takes a half spin in the Aston Martin there. Maybe his tyres are beginning to slowly complain now. As Willie box for another set of tyres. No, he stays out. Maybe that was just more driver error. A lot of damage on his front wing now as well. Will definitely need a front wing replacement. Will the Aston Martin driver? So apologies about that, guys. Thank you for your patience. B Plays has come into the pits for a set of new medium tyres. Mel in the Haas having a great race, up in third for the Haas team tonight. It's just really holding out his own and could be on for a very good podium result here. It's a great shame we've only got 8 people left in this race, but we'll make the most of it. The field has spread out ever so slightly. But Formula Phantom has finally dropped Darius. And also does not have any track limit penalties. But neither does B Plays or James. So 3 drivers of the 8 remaining without track limit penalties. So I wonder if there'll be a factor come the end of the race. As it stands, it shouldn't be. So Darius is in the pits in the Aston Martin. New front wing for the Aston Martin driver. Gelmo up to second and Robsu up to third. Now Formula Phantom out in the lead gets a 3-second time penalty. I don't think that's going to affect his race too much in the racing ball. But surely Formula Phantom will opt to pit at some point and get off these hard tyres, which he does now. Apologies, guys. I was just having a drink. Just my throat's a bit dry. Right, so Jamal up to 4th now, as Darius is right on the back of Robsu in the Mercedes here. As a side by side and a little bit of contact, Robsu comes out worse. But I think Darius had enough space there to warrant that he was deserving to be there. That's just my opinion. But Robsu is in third and holding out nicely on the hard tyres. But we'll have Jamal ferociously closing down on 1 lap medium tyres, which will go to the end now. So a few drivers in the midfield have bunched up ever so slightly. B-Plays is half a second behind Jamal, and James is 1.3 seconds behind this battle. Also, no track limit penalties, so perhaps a little bit to gain for these drivers ahead. Formula Phantom lights up the times with a 1 minute 12.372, is currently the fastest lap of this Canadian Grand Prix. Remember, the race did start on intermediates, but after a few laps went to dries. The whole field opting to jump on the hard tyres pretty much, bar Jamal, who's done 2 stints on the mediums. Oh no, sorry, Robsu did the first stint on mediums, I believe. I apologise. So B-Plays closing down Jao Mao ahead. Just needs to stay behind him really to pick up a place. Yes, B-Plays just needs to stay behind to pick up a place and move up to 4th position. Stephen is the latest driver to get a time penalty. Let's have a look at the penalty situation actually. There's okay, it's not as bad as I feared. Formula Phantom on 3 seconds, Darius on 9, Robsu on 6, Jet Mao is on 3. No penalties for B-Plays or James. Great effort by the Racing Bull and the Ferrari driver. Stephen's got 6 seconds and Drogon has got 9. And Drogon actually is right on the back of Stephen. So it's Ferrari versus McLaren down the pit straight. As that was very defensive there from the McLaren, damaging the front wing of Drogon. I think the stewards might have something to say about that move there by the McLaren. That didn't look very fair or nice at all. Okay, so B-Play is just fallen out of, well, he's still within DRS of Jamal, but Jamal holding out nicely in the house at the moment. And Jamal is within 3 seconds of Robsu, so could potentially keep 4th here if all goes well. The front 2 should stay as they are, considering the gaps. But Jamal is actually closing in on Robsu at a rate of knots here. So maybe a podium is now the question for Jamal here. I'd love to see Jamal on the podium in the Haas here. He's dropped B-Plays 1.5 seconds behind now. He was within DRS not long ago, was B-Plays. But Jamal has dropped him and now closing up to the back of Robsu at a rate of knots with 6 laps to go as it stands. Make that 5 laps. As Formula Phantom crosses the line with the final 5 laps to go. 8 drivers left in this Canadian Grand Prix. As Robsu is the latest driver to pick up another time penalty. So now Jamal will definitely be at least 4th at the moment. Still needs to drop B-Plays by another half a second to cement his spot on the podium, and Zhao Mao is right on the back of Robsu now. He'll be looking to pick his moment and execute this overtake, and if he does that, he'll have a great chance to solidify third position here. This is the real main event on track at the moment, so we're right on board with the Haas driver who's really making moves and inroads to try and secure a podium. So the Haas driver opting to stay behind Robsu into the hairpin, but now DRS is open and he does have the gap to B-Plays behind. Wonder if B-Plays has a front wing damage or something. No, his front wing's intact. So maybe just Zhao Mao has great pace in the moment, and maybe he's just using that to full effect, as yes, he does indeed make a move. So now if Zhao Mao can get within 6 seconds of Darius, could potentially jump up to P2. This is the real battle, but also James and B-Plays now battling the two drivers who do not have a track limit penalty, looking to swap positions, and there could well be a fourth on the cards for one of these drivers if they can keep the squabble to a minimum and stay within 9 seconds behind Robsu. The gap is 3.9 seconds at the moment, 4.1. So it'd be interesting to see how that transpires for the rest of the race. So I don't think Zhao Mao does have the pace to catch up with Darius in the Aston Martin. So it's looking like it's going to be P3 for the Haas driver. James has indeed got past B-Plays for 5th position. So now they've both got to work on trying to keep up with Robsu and maybe snatch 4th and 5th and relegate Robsu down to 6th position. Robsu will be gutted if he ends up in 6th after all of this. I know Robsu will want to be scoring as highly as possible in the Mercedes, considering there's only 8 drivers in this Grand Prix. Yellow flags out there, and that is an Aston Martin round. And is that Darius? Yes, it is. Darius has made a mistake in the Aston Martin, and all of a sudden, Zhao Mao is in with a great shout for P2. So, what happened to Darius? He does have front wing damage, but I don't think he'll box and change his wing this late into the race. Formula Phantom has started lap 34 or 35, so 2 racing laps to go for the Aston Martin and the Haas. And Darius picks up another time penalty, which almost gifts Zhao Mao second on the podium, as now Darius has got to be looking over his shoulders to the cars behind. He will not want to lose any more positions than he has to. Drogon, I think, at the back has just made a bit of an error. But no harm done for him. So Zhao Mao closing up to the back of the Aston Martin driver. Zhao Mao does have a whole front wing intact. And yeah, maybe Darius beginning to fear the worst now, knowing that he could be losing second position due to that mistake out of the third chicane pretty much on the circuit at the end of Sector 2. He's got half a front wing, so yes, his Aston Martin will really be struggling on this last lap. Formula Phantom in a league of his own out front, completes the first sector and he's into the second sector. We will try and see whether Zhao Mao can officially grab second position on the track, as he is fighting hard as James is now within DRS of Robsu. I think we're going to see a bit of a shake-up here for the finishing order, as James and B players are surely within 12 seconds of Darius now. So yes, they are. Very interesting. But Formula Phantom comes round the final chicane, races towards the line, weaves off up to the line as well. A superb win for the racing bull driver. Formula Phantom gets precious points to close up to the Yanislav at the top. So Darius is currently in P2, but he's going to hemorrhage a lot of positions thanks to that 12 seconds. Be interesting to see where he finishes. Could be potentially fourth or fifth at the moment. Gelmel in the Haas is going to come across in second after the time penalty has been added on. So let's see what happens to Darius. James is in third, B plays in fourth, Robsu fifth, Darius drops down to sixth position, and Stephen is going to come home in seventh in the McLaren. A huge change there at the end. I will quickly just officially run through the finishing order now whilst we got it all on board. So Formula Phantom wins, Gelmel in second, James in third, B plays in fourth, Robsu in fifth, Darius drops down to sixth, and Stephen comes home in seventh position, as we do have a few DNFs from this Grand Prix. Formula Phantom on the top step, and Gelmel is in second position. The Dutch driver will be very happy with that. James comes home in third position in the Ferrari, does the Welshman. So a very happy podium there. So the race winner was Formula Phantom, and Formula Phantom does get the fastest lap. Stephen got the most overtakes, and the cleanest driver to the game was James. So let's just quickly run through the finishing order. So Formula Phantom comes home in first, Gelmel is in second, James is in third position, B plays in fourth, Robsu is in fifth, Darius drops all the way down to sixth after his time penalties, Stephen comes home in seventh, and then we have DNFs. It does classify Drogon actually in eighth position. But also DNS for Raikon, Dennis, Ivanov, and BGR Essex Perry. So that is tonight's race completed. I believe all there is for me to do is to choose a driver of the day, and my driver of the day is going to go to Gelmel in the Haas. Comes home in second position, and he will be absolutely delighted with that. I'm sure he will be. Yeah, so congratulations to Gelmel for the driver of the day. And also a massive congratulations to Formula Phantom for winning the race and also sealing the fastest lap. Right, so I believe that is it. I do apologise for the interrupted coverage tonight. Unfortunately, my dinner arrived at the wrong time. So I just quickly had to eat that as quickly as I could. But yes, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the race, and we will see you next week. Let's have a quick look at the calendar for next week, see where we're going. So next week we are off to Austria, one of my favourite tracks. So I'm sure that will be a humdinger of a race. I look forward to it. So next week will be technically round 6. We didn't race at Saudi Arabia last week. That's been moved towards the end of the season, so everything drops one. So tonight was technically round 5 at Canada. So next week will be round 6 at Austria, around the Spielberg circuit. So hopefully I look forward to seeing you guys join me there. And yes, until next week, take care and stay safe, guys. And thank you for watching Virtual Esports F1.